So thank you very much. My name is Frédéric Montagnon. I'm an entrepreneur for almost 15 years now. I have always founded companies into the media and ad tech industry. And I founded a new company called Secret Media 18 months ago from here, New York. We are focusing our work on trying to solve the AdBlock issue. For those who don't know, AdBlock is all about trying to avoid advertising from being displayed on a screen. So we have more and more softwares, hardwares, and plugins developed that you can install really rapidly onto your computer, and that prevent every single advertising from being showed on your screen. It can be video, it can be a display, it can be text links. So as soon as you install this ad blocking software, so plugins, softwares, or even for a network, a wall network, you will not see any ads anymore. Even on YouTube, pre-roll, nothing can be showed through this ad blocking system. This is pretty simple actually to make such a software, because you have on the one hand all the systems, all the infrastructure, all the softwares dedicated to distribute content, and on the other hand you have ad tech companies dedicated to distribute the advertising. So if you just have a list of all the different ad tech companies, ad servers, so all the system used to distribute the advertising, it's very easy from a technical perspective to make the distinction between ads and content, and to clean all the code of the page from all the ad calls and make sure that you only get the content. To give you an idea, today 26% of the time spent online in the US is blocked. That means that 26% of the experience cannot be monetized by the provider of services or the provider of content. It's even worse in Europe, and that's probably the reason why, as a European, we were among the first to notice that problem. 33% in France, 62% in Germany. The reason why in Germany it's more than 50% of the internet consumption is that the ad blockers were developed in Germany first. They are really careful about their privacy, so they develop first of all the ad blockers to protect them from being spied. So the ad blockers don't only work on the display of the ad, but also on all the trackers. So when you try to measure the behavior of a user through cookies, beacons, so these softwares and these trackers are destroyed by ad blockers also. So it's an important problem today. Especially when you take a look at millennials, so millennials are the people who are under 34 today. These people block advertising at an average of 50% in all the countries. So when you try to communicate through advertising with these people, you have at least half your media buying, which will not be able to reach those people. So just this morning, so this is a problem for publishers because they are losing a lot of revenues, but this is also a problem for advertisers. Just this morning we had that article, which is very interesting for us. The idea is that for the election in 2016 in the US, advertisers just realized that if they want to communicate to especially millennials, they will not be able to reach half of the population in the US through advertising in the US. And you probably heard that more than $1 billion will be spent on trying to advertise for this campaign. So it's a key issue for them, especially because the people who are blocking are mainly people who are not watching TV anymore. So the question is how to reach them through advertising if we want to communicate and to push idea. So now, when it comes to us, ad blocking is black and white. As soon as you install an ad blocking system, you will not see any ads anymore. So that means that the people who are providing the content as the services you use cannot monetize your behavior. It's unfair for them because, of course, you have bad advertising, you have bad targeting, you have probably crappy contents, but you have a lot of premium publishers who are spending a lot of money creating content and services. And we think that these premium publishers deserve the right to monetize as they want to monetize their content. So we developed a system which allows a publisher to monetize this part of the traffic. So today you have 2/3 of the audience that you are able to monetize through regular ad server. We don't touch that, and we add a little system, our technology, to make sure that we can pass an advertising through ad blockers. So our value proposition is very, very straightforward. We go to a publisher and say we can increase your ad inventory and your revenues by 30%, and we do that for video today. We are up and running. We have revenues, especially in Europe. We are expanding now in the United States, and that's the reason why I'm pitching now. We are about to make a round, and we are today the only company in the field to be able to provide the market with a solution for video advertising, which is roughly $40 billion market in the world today. Thank you very much. So I'm supposed to ask you if you have questions.
How do you do it?
So basically, ad blockers works in a really simple way. They try to identify keywords or patterns into the code of a page, HTML, CSS, whatever. What we do is we encrypt everything when it comes to advertising. So we make sure that you have never any keyword that you can find like Criteo or Google Ads, this kind of thing. So we encrypt everything. We act as a proxy between the client and the ad server, and we make sure that the connection can be made for the display of the ad and for the tracking as well. It's patent pending, and actually we done that with Cooley.
Have you had people complain about it?
The publisher? No. No, actually, if you ask people if they want to have advertising, they will all say no. So it's not a question. For us, advertising is a transaction. It's where you pay for the content and the service. So if I ask you if you are happy with paying at a restaurant, we will say no, but you have to pay.
So you actually guarantee that nobody will be able to see that you is not blocking?
Yeah.
Will be able to adjust to your pattern to block you?
So it's our work to make sure that we are able to monetize. But the idea is we merge the content and the advertising. We make sure that it's not possible to make the difference. So I don't see how the ad blocking system can find a way to bypass that.
I may be wrong, but I think Apple is going to do some ad blocking also.
Yeah, that's a good news for us.
Yeah, so you work also with that.
Yeah, it's exactly the same principle. So they just announced and they launched with iOS 9 the ability to develop ad blockers onto a mobile. So it was the first time it was possible, and you have now probably 20 different ad blockers on the App Store, and it's very efficient. So if you download it, you will not see any ads when you are surfing. So, and you have just this morning the first app which allows the blocking of the ad inside the application itself.
Do you work with the publishers directly, or you work with ad networks?
We cannot work with ad network because they are blocked. So all the ad stack is blocked. So we need to be integrated directly onto the page, into the code of the page of the publisher. So we work with the publisher, and we work more and more with advertiser because, as I mentioned, they want to reach these people. As an example, we had some direct call from FanDuel or Electronic Arts. They know that they are missing a part of the targets, and they ask us how we can guarantee them that their budget, when they pay for an advertising, to be sure that they can be delivered to their target audience.
And how do you get paid?
We take a cut just on the value we are able to restore for the publisher. So we take the campaign. We know that it costs, I don't know, 10,000. We take 30%.
How do you make sure? How do you monitor that your value proposition is delivering?
For the publisher,
Yeah.
it just increase actually their revenue. So we give revenue to publisher.
How do you monitor that? You have a cookie to say that it's not being blocked.
So what we do is we provide the publisher, it's a little bit technical, but we provide the publisher with a little bit of code so we can audit this code. And this code make a detection between ad blocking and non-blocking. So what we do at first when we display a page, we try to create a fake advertising to see if it appears. If it doesn't appear, that means that you have an ad blocker. Then we switch totally the ad stack to our system, and the publisher is able to monitor himself how many advertising we are able to pass through.
question.
Yes.
Who's the largest publisher that you're working with?
TF1 in Europe, which is the #1 broadcaster in Europe. They have 10 different properties all over Europe.
And don't you fear ad blockers, new generation based on IP addresses?
Actually, they can't, just for a question of lag. So if you have to test every single call from the user side, that means at average you have 300 different calls to URL on a page. So if you have to test every single URL to see where the IP is coming from, that means that you introduce a lag of 10, 20 seconds first.
Peer-to-peer work?
And we have a solution for that. Actually, we have a partnership with Akamai and this kind of CDN. So we are able to just take any kind of address IP we want and merge it with the address IP used to distribute content.
Thank you.
Thanks.